Hey there, welcome back to another Python basics. So in this video, we'll be starting with arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are widely used for numerical calculations, right? So like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or those kind of things. And here is our variables a and b contains the value of 10 and 3 respectively. Now if we want to do addition, we can just use a plus b. For subtraction, we just use a minus b. For multiplication, we just use this a star b. That's basically defines our multiplication of a and b. Now for division, we just use a slash, and for float division, which basically gives us the integer value of our division, is defined by this double slash. And remainder, that's basically modulus defined by this percentage sign. So remainder modulus is basically gives us the remainder value of our division, and power is defined by this double star. A double star b defines the a to the power b. Now if I just run this, I'll be getting the output. Addition is giving us 10 plus 3 equal to 13. 10 minus 3 subtraction is giving us 7, which is exactly right. Multiplication is giving us 30. Division giving us 3.33. Float division is giving us the integer value of this division, which is 3. And modulus is giving us the remainder of our division. That's basically our 1. And power is giving us 1000, because here we are doing 10 to the power 3, right? So that's why we are getting 1000. Now we can use this multiple operators, arithmetic operators. We can use multiple arithmetic operators in our numerical calculation. Here is a short example for that. So result is using various arithmetic operators to do its calculation. If I just print this, I'll be getting the value of 34. Now apart from arithmetic operators, we can also use math module from our Python environment. We just import our math, and math module comes with various functions like square root and power. So if I put a 16 inside the square root function, it will be giving us the value of 4, right? And if we put 2 comma 3, that's going to be the power, right? It will be giving us 2 to the power 3. So here is our output. Square root is giving us 4, and power 2 comma 3 is giving us 2 to the power 3. That's basically 8. Now coming to conditional operators. Now conditional operators basically gives the boolean data type output. So it always gives the true and false as output based on our condition. So if the condition is getting fulfilled properly, it will going to give the true, and if the condition is not right, it will going to give us the false. Here we are using two variable. A contains the value of 10 and b contains the value of 5, right? So is double equal to sign is basically acts like a equal to sign in Python. So it's trying to get the value of a and b, and it's checking the value of a and value of b whether both the values are equal or not. So since a and b are not equal, it will going to give us the value of false here. So data output would be false as a boolean data. Now this exclamatory and equal to sign is basically not equal to sign in Python. So since a and b are not equal in nature, this statement is, this condition is going to give us the true result. Here it is coming as a true, and since a is greater than b, this condition is getting fulfilled, and it will going to give us the true as well. And a is not less than b, so that's why this condition is not getting fulfilled, and print statement will be giving us the false here. And for greater than equal to and less than equal to, will be also, it will be giving us the true and false, since a is greater than b, right? So a is greater than b, so this print statement will be giving us true, and this condition of our print statement will be giving us the false. Let's run this. So we are getting true and false here based on our condition. Now moving on to logical operators. Now Python has few logical operators like and or. Now and basically needs both the condition to be fulfilled in order to bring the true as an output. So if one condition is getting fulfilled and other condition is not getting fulfilled, it will be giving us the false no matter what. So since here x is greater than 5, right? So our x is 10, and this condition is getting fulfilled, and this condition is also getting fulfilled. So that's why and will be giving us true, because both the condition are right. Now if I put 25 here, so x is not greater than 25 based on our available data, right? So this condition will never be true based on our current data, and this condition is true, although this condition is true, but this condition is not right. So that's why and will be giving us false no matter what. So this is how it's giving us the false here. As you can see, it is giving us false. Now that's the difference between and or. Or will be giving us the true for this one, because or needs one condition to be true. So here we can see x is greater than 5 and x is not less than 5, right? So this condition is false, but this condition is true. So since the one condition is getting fulfilled, for that or is going to give us the true. So that's the basic difference between and or. And needs both the condition to be fulfilled in order to give true, and or just required one conditions to be getting fulfilled properly, and it will be giving us true as the output. Now we can also use not. So what not basically does, not convert a true output into a false. So here we can see x greater than 5, right? Based on our data, x is greater than 5, so this condition is right, so it is basically true. Now if you are using not, then not is converting that true condition into a false. If I just run this, it will be giving us the false. So that's the job of not. It converts a true statement into a false. Now moving on to if else statement. Now if else statement in Python are very famous. If else statement runs basically a particular condition. If the condition matches, then the print statement get executed properly. So here we are saying that our if statement contains a condition. So since our age is 18, this condition is never going to be fulfilled, right? So else will be executed here, and it will be print the minor here. As you can see, we are getting the minor. Now if we put 18 here, I'll be getting the adult, because our if statement is getting fulfilled based on our condition age greater than equal to 18. So since our age is equal to 18, this condition is getting fulfilled, and we are getting the print statement of if. So that's how if else statement runs. And we can also apply elif inside this if else. So we can put multiple elif inside a if else statement based on our requirements. So here we are having a marks of 75, right? So our first condition on if statement basically checks whether the marks is greater than equal to 90 or not. So since we got our 75 marks, so we cannot print grade A, right? So this condition is not getting fulfilled. But elif condition says that mark greater than equal to 60, print grade B. So this condition is getting fulfilled because our mark is greater than 60 and greater than 60, right? So that's why this condition is right. And if I just print this, I'll be getting grade B, which is coming from this elif print statement. Since this statement is getting fulfilled, and that's why elif print statement is giving us the grade B as the output. Now moving to range. Now Python has a range function which basically gives a range of data. So if we use range of 10, we will be getting data from 0 to 9, and if we use 11, it will be going to give us the data from 0 to 10. So it will never going to give the 11, but it will be stopping one step before 11. So 10 would be our ultimate step. Ultimate data would be 10. And if I run this, I'll be getting 0 to 9. So here we are getting 0 to 9 data as a list form. And we can also define the initiation point of our range. So here is that particular thing is happening here. So 3 is basically defining the initiation point of our range. If I just run this, I'll be getting the data from 3 to 9. And we can also change whatever initiation point we want to get. We can start from 4 to 10 also. That will be giving us 4 to 9. And if we put 2, so it will be starting from 2 to 9. Based on our requirement, we can change the range of data that we want to fetch, right? And we can also define the step size. So here is our step size of 2. So this range is going to give us the data from 0 to 9 using the step size of 2. So if I just run this, I'll be getting 0 to 2. Difference between these two digits is 2, and the step size basically defines the 2 here. And 2 to 4 step size is 2. 4 to 6 defines the step size of 2, and 6 to 8 also defines the step size of 2, right? And we can also change the step size. Whatever step size we want to put, we can put it inside this range function, and it will be giving us exact same thing. So here we can see our step size has been changed to 3. So the difference between each digit inside this range is 3, right? So that's the basic step size. Now moving on to string manipulation. Now we can also do some indexing mediated string manipulation using our index positions. So we can reverse the string as well using the index. So if I just run this, I'll be getting the first index value, that is our m, using this 0th index. And we can also slice through our string using our slicing of index positions. So this will be giving us the machine 0 to 7. This will be giving us the machine, and -8 colon will be giving us the learning, and negative of -1 index will be giving us the reverse string. Now we can also apply lower upper to change the case from lower to lower, and as well as a capital upper as well. So lower function basically converts the case of our string into a lower case, that's basically a small letters, and upper is basically converts the case of our string, that's basically text, converts them into a proper capital letters. So that's the job of lower and upper. And replace is going to replace some string element with new string, and split basically splits a particular string based on quotation. So we are putting a white space inside this quotation, so it will going to split the string based on this white space. So our string contains a white space, right? So we'll be splitting our string from this particular white space. And we can also join the string using the join function, and we can also get the length of our string using the length as well, and we can also check whether the particular string is present inside our text or not. So that's the job of in function. If I just run this, I'll be getting all those outputs. So you are seeing that lower function is giving us its output as a lowercase. So all the alphabets has been converted into lowercase, and upper is converting all the alphabets into uppercase. All the letters are in capital, and replace is doing its job, is replacing the machine with deep. And split is basically splitting our string into two string, that's basically machine and learning. And we are also using join to join this splitted strings into a proper one string using this hyphen. And this is the length of our string, that is 16. And since machine is present in our text, right, so that's why this print machine in text is giving us the true here. Now moving on to list operation, we can add particular element in our existing list. So L1 is our existing list, right? So L1 contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we want to add a particular value to this existing list, we can use append. So append is going to add a element into the last position of our list. So we'll be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And extend is going to merge this list with our existing list. So we'll be getting a list with containing 6, 7, 8 values. So if I run this, let's run this first. So as you can see, append has been giving us this 5 at the last position of our L1 list, and also extend function is giving us the new updated list with 6, 7, 8 in it. So this is our updated merged list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all the elements has been incorporated in the L1. And if we want to add a particular element using our index, so we can do that using this insert function. So insert needs a index value, basically index positional value, and it needs a element that we want to put that particular position. So we want to put 100 in the first index position of L1, which is currently contains 2. So if I just run this, I'll be replacing the 2 with 100, and 100 will be our first index value and 2 will be our second. So here we can see that our 100 is becoming the first positional index value inside this list, and 2 is become now second index. And if we want to remove a particular element, we can use L1 remove function, and we can put any value that we want to remove from our list. So if I want to remove 2 from our list, right, so I can use this remove, and 2 will be removed from our list. So this is our updated list. Now here is the zip function. Now zip function is widely used for merging two lists and converting those merged lists into a proper dictionary. So you can use zip to combine this two list, basically zipped format, and you can use a dictionary function to convert that zipped list into a proper dictionary. So if I just run this, so this is our zipped list, and we are using this dict function to convert our zipped list into a dictionary. So this is how we can convert multiple lists into a proper dictionary using the zip function. Now coming to set operation, now we can also perform various kinds of operation on set. We can add particular element to our set using this add function. We can remove whatever element we want to remove from our set using the remove function. Now this pipe function basically gives us the union of these two sets, and this AND basically gives us the intersection values of those two sets, S1 and S2, and S1 minus S2 basically gives us the difference between S1 and S2. If I just run this, I'll be getting all of those outputs. Now moving on to dictionary, here is a dictionary of DE. Now if we want to add a particular key value to this existing dictionary, we just need to use our key and we put a value with it. If we just print this, it will be incorporated in our dictionary. So this is our updated dictionary. As you can see, our x120 has been incorporated. X is a key and 120 is our value. Now if we want to update a particular key value pairs in our existing dictionary, so here is our D B key, and this is the value of 25 which we want to update from 24. So value of B will be updated with 25 here. If I just run this, so our B value has been updated with 25. Now we can add, or should I say merge, multiple dictionary as well using update function. So if I just use D2 update D1, so values from D1 will be incorporated into D2 dictionary. So if I just run this, I'll be able to see that exact thing only. So D2 is now containing the values of D1. So a key value with 1 and B key has value of 2. So all this key value pairs has been merged into this D2 as a dictionary format. Now we can also delete particular key value pairs using their particular keys. So if I want to remove A from D1, I can use pop and I can assign this key to be deleted from our D1. So if I just run our D1, we only be getting the B2 only. So our A will be completely removed from our dictionary using this pop function. So whenever you are removing a key, by default the value also be deleted from our dictionary as well. So that's the feature of dictionary. Now coming to loop, now Python has two dedicated loops, for loop and while loop. Now basic difference between for loop and while loop is that for loop doesn't need a condition to run properly, but while loop always needs a condition in order to run properly. So that's the basic difference between for and while loop. So here we are using a for loop. It basically uses a range. So while we getting a range of data, so range is 5, so we'll be getting 0 to 4 iteration data. So if I just run this, our loop is running for 5 steps from 0 to 4, and we are getting the value from our range, which is defined by this 5. So that's why we are getting the data from 0 to 4. If we put 6 here, we'll be getting data from 0 to 5. Here we can see that. So that's the thing with range. Now coming to while loop always needs a condition, otherwise it cannot be executed. So here is our condition that basically tells us x needs to be less than 5. So our output will be appended with each iteration with 1. If the condition is not getting fulfilled to a certain point, that particular point will be our halt for this loop. So if I just run this loop, I'll be getting data from 0 to 4, and each iteration will be getting appended with one particular value of 1. Now if we put 6 here, x less than 6, it will be giving us the value from 0 to 5 here. And if we put 7, we will be getting the value from 0 to 6 as well. Since 6 is the last point where this condition is getting fulfilled, so that will be our break point for this while loop. And here is our break function. So break function basically what it does, it needs a condition. If the condition is getting fulfilled to a certain point, that particular point will be going to break the loop properly. So here we are using range of 10, right? So we'll be getting the data from 0 to 9. That's basically what range does. Now we are defining a particular condition where of iteration becomes equal to 6, then only you use break and break the loop. So if I just run this, I'll be getting the data of 0 to 5. Anything beyond 5 will be 6, and if I become 6, break will be activated and it will going to break the loop. So that's why we are getting the data from 0 to 5. Now if we use continue, here we are using continue, it will going to skip this step of iteration 2 and it will going to give me the rest of the data until the range of 5 has been properly reached. So if I just run this, you will not be seeing the 2 of iteration. It's going to skip the step and it will be going into the next iteration step. So that's the thing between continue and break. So break is going to break a particular loop, continue is going to skip that particular condition if that particular condition has arrived in the inside this loop. So that's the difference between continue and break. Now coming to functions. Now functions are a reusable code that you can generate one time and you can use that particular code into multiple times in our program. So here we are defining a function as a comma b which returns the value of a minus b. Now if we use this function and print a function of 5 comma 3 and also we can put 30, it will be giving us the value of this subtraction of 5 minus 3 and 30 minus 20, that will be giving us 2 and 10 here. So this is how we can call upon our function. Whenever you are defining a function, use def and put a function and put values inside that particular bracket and return a certain format what you want to get from a function. So here we are getting subtraction, that's basically giving us the subtraction of a minus b. So now if we add the function a value of 5 comma 3, it will be giving us the value of 5 minus 3. And if we put some other data as well like 30 comma 20, it will be giving us the value of 30 minus 20. If we put a star b, that will be giving us the multiplication data. Print function 5 comma 3 will be giving us the 15 and function 30 comma 20 will be giving us the 600 data. So here is the multiplication data that we are getting from our function. Now function also can be given a particular name like greet. Here we have generated a greet function and it basically takes the user as a string and returns the f string. It returns a f string which contains a hello with the username. Now if we just call this function as a print greet, it will be giving us the only hello user, and if we put a particular name inside this greet function, it will be giving us the hello town. So that's the basic things in def function. Now there is another function that's known as lambda. Now lambda function is widely known as anonymous function, so because it takes one line of code to define it and it is very easy to use also. So this is how lambda function can be defined. So you put lambda, now x is your parameter and this is the expression of your parameters. So we are doing some square of x, and if you put a data using this lambda squared, so squared variable contains our lambda function, right? If I put 5 inside this function, it will be giving us the exact square of 5, that will be our 25. If I just run this, I'll be getting lambda 25. If I put 3 here, I'll be getting the 9. So it's basically doing this square function using this x to the power 2, right? Now we can also use map in this lambda. So here is a list, contains the various numbers 1 2 3 4. Now what we want to do, we want to convert each element in this list into a proper square. So for that I'm using map. Now map function is going to do a amazing job. It's going to map all these elements inside this list and it will be converting them into a proper square data using this lambda function. Now parameters is x and expression is in square format, and the data which will be applied upon this function, this is num. We are giving the data of our list as a variable of num. Now if we just run this, we will be getting the squared element of list. So here is our 1 4 9 16. Now we can also use filter function inside a lambda. The filter is going to filter out the elements from the list upon the lambda function. So here is our lambda function. What it's doing is that it's fetching even numbers from the list using this remainder. So we are dividing each element inside this list with 2, and if the remainder is 0, that means those particular elements are even numbers, right? And we are using filter to fetch those even numbers from the list of nums. So we are giving the data nums here as a list, and we are using filter function upon this lambda to get the even numbers from our list. So let's run this. So we are getting 2 comma 4, that's are the even numbers. Now if we use a not equal to sign, let's say I'm using not equal to sign, so it will be giving us the uneven numbers. So let's run this. So we will be getting the uneven numbers from our list. That's basically 1 comma 3. We are getting the uneven number now. So we are getting uneven number from our list. Now this is list comprehension. This is also used in Python. So list comprehension basically converts a multi-steps program into a one line of code. So here we are using a for loop, and this is how for loop can be uh, minimized using this list comprehension method. So this is the expression. So we are getting elements from this list, and we are converting each element into this I squared. So if I just run this, I'll be getting all the updated elements that has been converted into square format using this list comprehension. So this is the expression I squared, and this is the for loop that we are using for I in x, convert I into this I squared. So that's how list comprehension works. Now here is the conditional comprehension as well. So if we want to get even numbers from our list x, right? So we can use for I in x, if I divided by 2 is equal to 0, that means those are elements are even numbers. So that's will be giving us the exact I. We are getting even numbers here, that is 10 and 12. So this is how list comprehension can be used in Python. I hope you got an idea of Python basics. Try to rewatch this video so that you can have a proper understanding. See you in next video. Take care. Thank you.